Hello and welcome to another session of Groundbreakers Live. I'm your host Javed Mohammed, and I'm very honored to have with us Sven Berhnardt, who is an Oracle ACE Director and a Chief Architect of Integration and Evangelist at OPITS Consulting. Sven, welcome.
Welcome, Javed. Nice to be here.
Awesome. You got an awesome background. We'll talk about that a little bit afterwards. So you had a couple of presentations on the Oracle APAC Groundbreakers Tour 2020. So the first one, I guess, that we were going to talk primarily about was the cloud native integration solutions with Oracle Cloud. And I was just starting, some of these terms, they kind of become common in discourse in terms of what we say. Cloud native, I think there's a kind of a general understanding of how applications are built and run in the cloud. And then you got kind of more tighter definitions, like from the CNCF, of how applications should be built with open source and, put into different parts of it put into containers. But from your perspective, what is cloud native?
Yeah, cloud native is basically a mindset of building, or how to build applications so that they are interoperable, independent from the runtime or from the platform also. So basically, it doesn't matter if you run a cloud native application on premise in your own data center, or if you go to a cloud, and it doesn't matter to which cloud you go, it should run in each and every cloud, right? This is one of the primary things or ideas of cloud native, at least. Yeah, you have also principles when you build applications like 12-factor app, where you should think of when you build your applications. Yeah, but I really like also the CNCF definition, because it states clearly what are the characteristics of cloud native applications, and this is more a sort of as I said, as a mindset. So you have to think, you have to build your application so that they can leverage the advantages that cloud offer, like nearly unlimited scalability, flexibility, and all that kind of stability, so that you have small application deployments run in a containerized fashion, having a well-defined API and also a solid automation foundation, because you wanted to deliver quick and very fast, because we have a very volatile environment today, where you have rapidly changing requirements, and you have to catch up with those rapid changes from a business side. So all the changes that are that come from the business needs to be implemented very fast. So the time to market is also a factor, and this needs to be supported by a consistent DevOps
Okay, so
foundation.
give us, I know you have like a couple of presentations both relating to cloud native, but in terms of your cloud native integration solutions with Oracle Cloud, take us under the hood a little bit. You don't have to give us the whole presentation, but give us an idea, like, what are the main points of your presentation there?
The main point of my presentation is, so I'm from a historical aspect. I started my professional career building integration solutions based on Oracle SOA Suite and Oracle Service Bus. And this was at that time, 13 or 14 years ago, it was a perfect fit for the use cases and for the problems to solve, right? But from today's perspective, you need something different, because you have different requirements. We have also to deal with different kinds of workloads. We have to cover different types of architectures. we have to cover microservices, we have to cover serverless architectures, we have also to cover different workloads and dynamic workloads also. We have to deal with that somehow, because when I think of IoT, IoT architectures where you have a lot of events coming into a system, you have to deal with this huge amount of event data and have to process it, to filter it, and to get the most relevant information for you. From a conceptual perspective, it also changed, because years before we always thought of integration as a system to system integration, so just the horizontal layer. But integration is a multi-dimensional problem from my perspective, because you have the horizontal layer where you integrate two systems with each other, but you also have now the vertical integration challenges, and this is everything around API management. If you expose your business functionalities to the outside world because someone wanted to use this for a mobile app or something like that, and on those two different directions you have different requirements to fulfill, and in addition, as I said, you have also to cover the integration of cloud-based solutions. So you have hybrid architectures, and not only hybrid, but hybrid multi-cloud.
Wow.
So this will be the future. And from my perspective, you have to rethink the way how integration should be built. We started with Oracle Service Bus, with Oracle SOA Suite, very good foundation for integrations, but maybe not the best choice for today's requirements in every case.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know you talked about Oracle SOA and some other things. So from an Oracle Cloud perspective, what things are you talking about in your talk?
I'm talking about, for example, about OCI API Gateway. I'm talking about OCI streaming, about Oracle Kubernetes Cloud Service, so OKE, basically. I'm talking about Oracle Functions as well.
Okay.
And Oracle Integration Cloud also, especially for SaaS integrations and all that kind of stuff. So to build a solid integration platform in the cloud.
Okay, all right. And people can actually try that out through the different free tier and some of the other offerings that Oracle have if people are not familiar with it, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. All right, so this is great. I'm just wondering, I was talking to you off camera, this is all part of the APAC tour, and we were actually discussing before that we had actually, I think, met in Berlin. I'm just wondering, like, how do you see things playing out? The fact, obviously this used to be a physical tour, and we would be actually having this, not only you and I would be having this conversation in person, but you'd be presenting this in real time and not over Zoom. So I'm just finding, how are you finding that transition?
Yeah, it's on the one hand, I'm glad that we can do those events remotely, but it is completely different because you don't see the people, you don't have a physical interaction with the people, you don't see if they can follow you, what you are telling and what you are talking about. You answering questions is also a different thing. And the most important thing, which I miss a lot personally, is all the networking stuff, because meeting other people, talking about the topics, and in discussions you come to completely different points, especially if you have the physical conversation, but it's different. But
Okay, and just relating to that, one question I'd like to ask you is, what does community mean to you?
Community. Community is a part of community for me is friendship and trust.
Mm-hmm.
And I know exactly when I have a specific problem and I reach out to people in the community, they will answer my question, and I also I can trust those people when they tell me something. And community is also a chance for me to grow myself, right? Because in my daily business I have a certain focus on specific topics, but when I'm in the community, when I'm at conferences, I broaden my focus. I speak about different topics which I not that keen in, and this helps me to improve my knowledge, and to be more open-minded, right?
Okay,
This
great.
is what community means to me.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing. So one last question. You've got a great backdrop there. I believe, again, we were talking off camera, so you're in Cologne. So tell us, hopefully things will resume and people will travel. And so if someone like myself or whoever comes to Cologne, I'm sure there are many experiences to have, many foods to try, but if there's one experience you would highly recommend people to do when they visit Cologne, what would it be?
What I highly recommend is to attend the carnival in Cologne. So this is where everyone gets mad in the city. You have 1 week of party, and the people in Cologne are so kind, are so cute, especially to people from outside. I'm also not a true Colognian. I also moved there 13 years ago, but they directly included me in their community, and I hadn't problems to find friends, to find a new soccer team, for example, and all that kind of stuff. So it's all about a community.
When does the carnival take place?
In February.
In February. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's a good time to visit. Well, Sven, thank you so much for sharing and your recommendations. All the best.
You are welcome. All the best to you. Thank you.